Hello on bionichaos.com as per usual. What do we cover in general? Yeah, it's all about biomedical data analysis, mainly EEG and ECG. We actually had an EMG tool in the works. That might be coming up a bit later. Mainly it's the web applications on this website. So we test and update. Yesterday, I think we did most of those. We made some changes to this one, but we haven't actually forgot to publish it yesterday. So I'll do that today. You have to remind me if I don't. Just checking my stream on another device. This sound. Have to check the. Sounds okay. Let me know if the music in the background that I had yesterday is too annoying or something. I can turn it off. So we'll update this one by the end of the day. Have this cross coherence, we didn't make any changes to it, we would just keep testing. It's essentially if someone can write a unit test for this, that would be awesome. And I forgot to post about the stream. Post this, it's done. Oh yeah, we had that tool with the pink noise option. So normally say something in this tool, you have options for. How about we publish and test the tool now, just to see that we haven't stuffed anything up too badly. So go to G web development tool. And yes, I do know it's not everyone's cup of tea. You have to find it first. No, just to make sure the changes were saved. It's quite hard to navigate this thing, but yes, it's called ECG generator. Yeah, we moved this to the left. I was just saying it sounds like it's a mundane kind of. This BMP noise is obviously too large. I have to keep it, say, at to change those. Have it at 3 seconds and BMP noise. I didn't know. Oops. Alt is 2. Alt is 2 seconds. Reinitialize default value. Right. And what's the BMP noise should be probably under 20. Like 15 or something. Yeah, once you go to 100, it looks like abnormal EEG already. we saved that. Let's just, we made some other changes, minor changes to the overview. I don't remember what it was. Probably doesn't really matter. Let's just quickly build this and publish this quickly just so we test the recent changes just to see we haven't stuffed anything up. So I'm just copying the HTML and JavaScript onto the web server, which is all in the same place, but still need to be moved around. So now this one sometimes won't take changes immediately. This one looks like it did, and it also looks like it gives an empty screen. Why? Blocking trackers. I don't know what trackers are there. Finger. It's called fingerprinters. What? How do I just clear? Oh, come on. It just. Let's just check if it works on another browser. Yes, it does. I have to just restart Firefox, I think, from memory. It's oh, come back. Right, no, it's working now. So yeah, it will display 2 seconds. A BMP noise. So once you place more seconds, the BMP noise will start, when increased, will start skipping bits. Right. So this one seemed to work okay. We updated the overview as well, so please go and read it. I did go over it a couple of streams ago. These tools, we haven't changed anything much. We were talking about this one last time, that it's a bit over engineered. But we haven't made any changes yet. One of the ways it is over engineered is the fact that throughout one session, it will keep what you have done in memory. So essentially, you select a different input waveform example. It will plot its measurements, but keep all the previous ones on these charts. The idea is that you can compare between them, but it just makes it a bit the whole step term. The term that is always dashboard. Yeah, makes the whole dashboard too cumbersome. And yes, when you used to be a refresh button, but you can just hit the refresh in the browser and it will erase all of its memory. The other problem was that some of them are not calibrated like this one. So ideally, well, something like this would just go from -1 to 1, and then all these values should remain within the same boundary. Deviation. I mean, something like kurtosis should just go below and above 3. It should be around 3. Plus minus, I don't know how much. Yeah, something like that. Again, very large signal there. Probably don't really need those. Can just remove them from this list. They're not telling us much. Yeah, this one is calibrated nicely, so it's so I guess the criteria should be just it should automate it, selecting only signals that are within plus minus 1 or so. Yeah, we do it now or later? That's always a good question. I'll make a note of it. There's actually Labview entropy is not calibrated. Labview entropy on and off. Right, this one is not calibrated. Right, and when you do select Labview entropy, it gives you more options there because that's what the options in the algorithm. Just quickly jump back to Labview. We had someone was asking about it. We had this noise waveform and power spectral density too. So you can just look at your noise alone or add a sinusoid, select its frequency. It's like the standard thing to do. You can set the signal amplitude to 0 to not see it. You can change the noise amplitude, that's fine. Interestingly, that one is not auto scaling, but that's okay. And then you can select between the 3-4 different types of noise. I did cover it in the previous stream, but I haven't yet implemented it or anything. So we will look into this some more. We'll have to turn this into an API. And the reason someone, I guess the person who was asking about the inverse F noise is because it looks very similar to EEG. So you will have it in real EEG. And then the question is, how do you filter it out of your real EEG? I mean, there will be other types of noise present in there as well, but they would be easier to filter out, whereas this inverse F type of noise is a bit harder to get rid of. But if this is a synthetic generator of it, so we could see, so once we know how to synthetically generate it, we could also try and figure out a way to filter it out of real EEG signal. Let me just stop this for a sec. And the same person was asking about actually talking about the algorithms themselves. So this is not normally what we cover. We'll be lucky if we have the source code for the algorithms. I'm pretty sure in this case we will. But maybe someone else would be able to actually be in a better position to actually explain the actual algorithms behind all this. In this case, it's actually calling a C function. So yeah, many many cases, once you dig in the source code, it will be a C language function call. So this is where we kind of just take its word for it. But yes, we do like to see source code. So in this case, it will be a Gaussian noise generator, and you'll have your number of samples. You can select your standard deviation, and it will output the noise. And seed determines how to generate the internal seed state. If true, it's greater than 0. This VI uses seed to blah blah blah. Yeah, there's some sort of random number generator. Yeah, once you see magic numbers like that, run. So yes, if you have a version of this function which is more basic, just a mathematical equation, well, please do use that. This is an abstraction of it, but we're just testing to see that it's working. For the API, we'll have to. Alright, so I did save another version of this function. We'll have to get rid of, when turning it into an API, we're getting rid of the error messages because we don't need it. We could transfer an error message to the API, but normally we don't do that. So we remove the while loop again because the API will just sort it out. We also the API also might not like this one, so we'll have to unbundle by name and probably just export them separately. Why the magnitude isn't there? I mean, we can try exporting together, see what happens. Okay, now we need to bring. So we have a PC ECG. Should we rename it? Just keep it as is, just for simplicity's sake. Yeah, the whole project is not very well organized. We can get rid of that, so it's executable. I like keeping things executable. We need one of those need one of those bits. So yeah, this code, pretty sure we just had it as a function, so I don't have to copy paste. Yeah, that's what like a simplified version of it looks like, because yes, we do not need that bit, and this one's disabled anyway. So just need to add this course headers. But this one, we'll just copy paste it. That, close this. Oh, by the way, this is another tool that we were looking at. We actually made an improvement to it. I want the original thing to be the regular waveform to be white. So this is ECG signal with extracted features. It's using those first 7-8 seconds to train the signal, and then it's actually, the algorithm is actually doing its thing and labeling each component. Alright, someone was also saying that the live streams are too long, so I actually do go and later make them shorter, or try to make them shorter. So I either remove the silent bits, and also bits where there's nothing happening on the screen. But because the video was uploaded already to YouTube, I don't actually keep copies of the live stream, so I'm not streaming to my machine. I only stream to YouTube. So I have to go and manually essentially watch the whole thing of it. I wish there would be a 3, like, speed of 3 or 4 times so I can quickly go through it. And you essentially mark out the bits that you don't need. So yeah, this is not like a proper editor. So if I do stream to my own computer, then I use DaVinci Resolve to edit, and that's a proper full-fledged editor, video editor. And then I'm also doing it on my local machine, not the YouTube server, which is super slow, because once I'm done editing, it takes about like 15 hours to take effect. Nothing actually happening there. I'm just flicking through different screens, so I'll get rid of it. And there's also no sound, so I'm not talking. I think there's music, background music, which I'm not sure if I should have it there or not. This is me like editing the overview on the side. Can get rid of that. Just another tool that I was looking at. I just cut it up to here. So I cut quite a lot out of it already. And yes, once you save it, it takes forever to edit and actually take effect. So I'm jumping around tools. All of it is on binarychaos.com, so I don't do anything that isn't there already in one form or another. So you can go check it out, play with it yourself, and let me know what you think. This is one of the original ones that we had there, which is test. Yeah, in some browsers, now it's working. The first time I clicked on it, it came up with an empty screen for the recordings. I don't know why. Yeah, this was one of the original tools. So it's been there for 4 months. You can read more about it. There should be a description. at the bottom. Can split by. Oh, that did. It did work. I just had to make the separation a bit larger. This is splitting the 16 channels by left and right, which is the way they were recorded in. And you can select the window size goes up to 10. Let me know if you need more than that. But yeah, normally we'll have some sort of down. Oh, and this shouldn't go all the way down to 0. This is an easy fix, isn't it? You can fix this straight away. I think I find the IEG2 and we can make this one go, should go minimum of 1. Probably make it go. Now leave it at 10 because I don't know, sometimes when I'm using it, it's using my GPU. Well, because it's on my screen. But if somebody else is using it, it's using my CPU. I'm actually not entirely sure how many users I can support at the same time. And we'll publish any changes later. Just keep going through this tool. How about the window size here? Is it doing the same thing? Yeah, this one does limit. Oh, and it goes up to 60, and I can hear my fans are going. For the example's sake, I don't think it needs to be 60, or it can be, once you go 60 or beyond 60, it needs to be downsampled in some way. But yeah, downsampling is another thing that we should definitely look into. So someone was asking to create shorter videos up to 10 minutes. So yes, ideally we'll go and chop those live streams down to its absolute minimum. But it does take some time to do. Oh, and this editor is just don't get me started. It's pretty bad. Actually, these video editors are quite similar in their concept to EEG or any data review tools. They can actually be quite useful, and yeah, and they're ones that are properly designed. You can tell straight away which one's which. Yeah, this one is embedded within YouTube Studio. So this one, the problem with this one is that there's no there's a background music to it. Hopefully, like some sort of blues. Can only use songs that are Creative Commons. By the way, all this content is Creative Commons as well, so please feel free to reuse, share, or whatever. So this is what we did yesterday. I think we're done for today. There's someone in the chat, but there's no messages. Yeah, you can type them, ask anything offline, and I will address it in the next stream, which will probably be tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.